Welcome to the I-80 Club on a Saturday morning coffee show. Jack Mitchell, the last day of the year of daylight saving time. How are you?
Oh, that's a depressing way to start this thing.
Yeah, I apologize.
You,
it does suck.
Jerk.
I know.
Man, they were all right about you.
Yeah.
You are a bad person.
Oh,
you do care about ruining people's happy moments, you know? It's true what they say. I've had a special moment planned for this day. Yeah. And then you come and piss on it immediately before I'm even able to enjoy it. Typical Josh Peterson pissing on our special moments.
Sad. Welcome in, everybody. Josh and Jack with you a little earlier than normal. Though, really, Jack, Saturday morning coffee show, we have been very inconsistent in having a regular time this year.
Very inconsistent.
So we apologize for that, but we appreciate everyone joining us.
It's on demand. I mean, you can't see it before it happens, but you can always see it after it happens.
That's true.
That's one point. You can, like, the earlier we go, the better in some ways.
Yeah.
So
if you're an old head and you're like, I will only watch the Saturday morning coffee show as God intended it, 9:45 a.m. to 10:30 when it was a shorter show. I mean, I guess you could do that if you would like. But sure. Yeah, we go a little bit earlier now. Partly today, I got family in town. I got family in town for the next few days, so we're meeting up for breakfast. So looking forward to seeing my brother and sister-in-law. So we're doing that. Taking my dad out. It is his birthday very, very soon. My dad. About to turn, Jack, the big 6-0. Turning 60.
Dang.
Very soon.
He is young. Holy crap.
Yes. Shout out to him and my mom. They had me when they were in their early 20s.
Well, I mean, still.
They were married. I'm
not judging. I'm just like, my mom. I'm good. Listen, shout out to my mom. I am going to the game with her today. She is...
Oh, hell yeah.
Do the math. She just turned, she's going to be pissed if I say it, but she just turned 74, 2 weeks ago.
Happy birthday to your mom.
Which it's, not a big deal for a 74-year-old to go to a football game. She also went to Paris by herself this summer. So,
whoa, shout out to your mom, man. That's awesome.
She just went to Paris by herself.
That's awesome.
Hung out, met people, whatever, that kind of stuff.
Enough of the dilly-dally, Jack. We have a heart out today at 9:30, so let's get right into it.
Oh, don't want to hear about my mom. Okay, wow.
No more banter.
More Josh-crushing families. Okay, got it.
Many comments, by the way. We'll be reading comments all throughout the morning in the I-80 Club Discord, and many of them, Jack, are about my parents' age. So congrats. I cannot wait to tell them about that at breakfast this morning. I imagine that will come probably after I tell them the story of the week that was for yours.
They don't know it? They don't know
it? No, they don't. They know some of it. I have not had a chance to tell them all of it. I figured I would wait until Saturday.
Your parents do look young now that you mention it. I remember talking to them at, what was it, some party for you that I went to at Monolith?
Was it the reception of my wedding?
Was that your wedding? I mean, I don't know. It was Listen, it's a non-traditional. I don't know. We went to a bar, whatever it was. Congrats on the wedding too.
Shout out. That was a good time. Yeah.
I met your folks. I talked to your folks for a while then, and I did think, man, they, I'm saying this in the least weird possible. They're nice looking people.
They are very nice.
They're young. They're young, spry. They take care.
You saying my parents are hot? Is this what's going on?
I mean, I'm trying not to, but it's sounding like that with every way that I.
Don't worry. Michael Ceyair says it about my mom all the time.
Oh, God.
He says that about my mom all the time. So,
I've seen your dad a lot more than I've seen your mom. Your dad's come to my tailgates. Well, I'll be there today.
There we go. And that's how we get to it. Nebraska, USC. We did a full subscriber bonus episode on Wednesday. And, Jack, I don't think we talked for a single solitary second about Nebraska versus USC. It was all of the things that I was hearing right before I put up my story on Husker Max about Matt Rule agreeing to an extension with Nebraska.
Wow. What a pivotal hour after that podcast, huh?
Yeah, it really was.
Hour and a half,
it really
2
was.
hours.
Yep, quite the few days for your boy. Jack, what is the thing that is keeping you up at night most about this game? As you get ready to go, you'll be in the building tonight, and you sit down in your seat, that vinyl covering of an old wooden plank. What are you going to say? God, I'm really worried about blank and that going against Nebraska tonight.
That's a good question. I'm kind of like you too. It's like we obviously talked on the tailgate show and then with you a little bit yesterday on our Drive Time Lincoln 1620 crossover. Because this week is so crazy, I have not given the time I normally do to think about this game in a very weird way. I don't, it's just a weird, and again, this isn't even really talking about like the question you asked, but it's just like there's a weird, it's been a weird week in so many ways, but there's also like this weird unification too around sort of the the crowd needs to be really loud and unruly, and everybody's kind of into that, and the black, and while some people hate it, everyone kind of, even the people that don't like it still kind of like it, if that makes sense.
I think people are kind of excited to see what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I don't really like it, but I don't hate it. I don't I don't quite know how to explain what I'm saying. So like I don't know, like I know this isn't the question you asked, but like, oh, here we go. But like there's starting to be a weird part of me that would be kind of surprised if Nebraska lost tonight.
What? Jack, don't do this. What's happening with you?
I don't like, there's a little part of it. This is like, come on. And there's not really a reason for it, but just like a complete feel about this game. Like it's, and I will admit I was swayed by the man who holds the tablets. I listened to some of Michael Ceyair doing Connor's show yesterday, and Michael said, Mosel said that he believes that Nebraska is going to win the game. He laid out all of his reasons, as is always the case when he does that. They were compelling and God-breathed. And I don't know. Like I just got this feeling. I got this feeling. And it's like, it's part of it is for me. And I'm like, as I said on my show on Friday, like I'm trying to flush all the negativity of this week that I had personally, and I mean you had, but I had kind of by proxy personally. Like someone enjoy tonight. I want to have but there's a part of me that's like, yeah, of course, this is going to turn out to be the best night ever, and I'm going to be having some kind of a mental emotional war in my head trying to get myself to enjoy it when I would have any other time. Right? Like it just Murphy's Law about the whole thing. But to really answer the question that you've got, I think, I mean, Mike, this might not be the common answer, but I've been tricked before, like thinking the pass rush or the offensive line pass protection issues of Nebraska aren't a big deal. I'm not. I will not go into another game this year confident about that, despite the fact they did a good job against Northwestern. Keep in mind, like they've come and gone this year, but when they've come back with a freaking vengeance, right? Like Maryland
have they done it have they done it for more than 2 weeks or for more than 1 week? Because they haven't, right? Like the Maryland game happened, but then
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
So like
what
this would be the bad week then, right? Because last week they were pretty good.
I thought some of it was fixed with Maryland, and I obviously got
Minnesota, and
then Minnesota, and I don't want to fool me twice. Shame on me, right? Like,
right, exactly.
That will continue to be my number one concern about this team is that not only that they give up sacks for whatever reason, we've debated this ad nauseum, but just like you can't run the offense you want to run because of it. And even if you're doing a better job play calling around it, with shout out Dana, he did a better job last week in calling plays. I thought Minnesota was horrendous. Like I thought it was so bad in terms of the scheme and the play calling on offense, given the problems. But like what I want to be able to do, which I still don't feel like I have, Josh, is see this offense in terms of what it's supposed to be. Like what is the
normalcy?
What is the ideal of this offense?
And I make an argument, Jack, that last week was what they want to be. Last week I thought was fairly normal in terms of how it looked, like they were getting quick passes out, like that happened immediately, right? Where they do the RPO where Dylan is moving.
I'm glad they did that, but I don't think that's the ideal. I think they're doing that. I think they're doing that to, make the best of, and I was pissed they didn't do it against Minnesota. So like to the degree I'm glad they called plays that mitigated some of their issues. That was the right thing to do. But you don't think like Josh, you don't think like throwing deep somewhat regularly isn't a real part of the ideal of this offense, like the best version of this offense? Like, do you think?
I absolutely.
But
wish
in
it
all
was.
honesty, like if they had an All-American offensive line or a Jim the Army
a quarterback
coach
who could make
the Joe Davis offensive line winning team. What's that award?
Come on, here we go. Joe Moore. Come on, Jack.
Joe Moore.
You're just showing right now that you don't know ball.
Listen, no one.
That's what you're showing.
Until this summer, no one
what's
knew
that award?
The Joe Moore award.
The Heisman? Is that what it's called?
No. Joe Moore's own family is not aware of this award. Okay, like they're not.
Unreal.
They're like, what?
May Joe rest in peace if he's dead.
Is that Dad's picture? Is he alive? I don't even know. He was like an Army offensive line coach in like 1994. Who knows? I don't even know.
I have zero takes on Joe Moore.
I also don't know that
in his life. Yeah, I assume he was good at the offensive line.
It's like naming an award after Phil Ilmazian or something. Like I don't even. Anyway, like. But my question for you again is.
What was the question?
What
question is
before I went off on the Joe Moore Offensive Line Award and its obscurity. Yeah. If pass protection wasn't an issue, right? If they had a solid offensive line or whatever it is, or running backs that picked up the blitz or communication or quarterback.
Hey, I was going to say, what about the quarterback who can't make the throw?
Whatever
you gotta have
is.
that, right?
Well, it's not even just making the throw. The critique of him obviously is holding it too long and not
holding it too long. Overthrow. Last year it was underthrowing. This year it's overthrowing.
What would the passing
his junior year?
My question for you is: what is the ideal of this passing game? What is this passing game supposed to look like?
Well, I mean, there's a couple good comments in here from our Discord. And again, we're reading comments inside of our Discord. You can drop us a super chat if you would like, because I see that the YouTube chat's a little more lively than normal, Jack. Jim and O'Neill writes, the ideal offense right now is EJ touching the ball 30 times, which will lead to deep balls. And Fight points out that Northwestern was a season low in pass attempts for Dylan and a career high carries for Emmett Johnson. I am hoping,
that's Matt
Jack,
Rule's ideal of it.
And you know what? I mean, what is the best in terms of most consistent quarter to quarter to quarter that the offense has looked like this year? I think you could make an argument it was. Now, there were fewer possessions last week, right? But, like, they moved the ball the first drive, they scored touchdown. They moved the ball the second drive. They did. No, hear me out. Move the ball, they scored touchdown on the first drive.
Sorry about the nonverbal response.
I saw your face. They moved the ball the second drive, they missed a field goal. They moved the ball on the third drive, and that was when they ended it with the fourth down attempt where Dylan ran and fumbled. The second half got up to a bit of a tougher start, but then they finished with some touchdowns late in the game as they again moved the football, including that great drive to finish up the game. This is crazy. You don't think that the offense was solid last week? They were running the damn ball. They were moving the sticks. They were getting first downs. Josh, they were scoring touchdowns.
Let me pull out something a little bit.
What are you pulling out? What is this? Are we at a gas station and are you a former Husker?
They were fine. They're fine. It's fine, Josh.
Oh, last time you said that Emmett Johnson turned into the best running back since Amir Abdullah, so I can't wait to see what they do today.
By the way, he's 200-yard game away from getting on the Heisman list. Anyway, that said, I don't know. You really think so?
I'm saying you can make the argument
because yards per play was low. They didn't. They want to feature Dylan more. I'm not saying they don't want to feature Emmett, but man, if Ja'Cory Barney and Dylan had a good third downs on that last drive, yes. But you don't think this offense doesn't want to feature Ja'Cory Barney's playmaking, big plays, deep passes, those sorts of things? At least Holgo's version of this offense. And by the way, I kind of believe Holgo and Rule have different ideals. Holgo and Rule have different ideals of this offense a little bit. Number one, but that being said, I do think the ideal and the hope for this offense is, more big plays in the passing game, more getting Ja'Cory Barney and Key and those guys and showing off Dylan's arm. Like, that's the ideal. And again, I'm not advocating that that's how they win this game, because they're dealt the hand they're dealt in terms of the ability to protect him.
Yeah. The other one, Jack, I guess that I'd say is the Maryland game. Like that, is that what? Because that game was solid outside of the three turnovers, outside of the whole assassination. The play that they saw back in the 1800s was probably pretty good too. It was a solid day outside of the turnovers, and they moved the ball in a myriad of ways. They ran the ball and they threw the ball. in that game.
But even like the Maryland game, first of all, the Emmett Johnson's a separate category. Like the way, of course, what he's doing is what they want, right? Because it's freaking ridiculous. Like this is insane. I don't think we've even been given him, and it's ironic for me to say this, but like, I think we're still underrating how good he's played. Emmett Johnson.
Emmett?
Yes.
I agree with you.
Like,
Jack, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
It's like, I'm watching him and I am like, holy, let me give you an idea. Like, he had 27 carries, I think, against Northwestern. There were at least 10 plays where they didn't give it to him, where I was screaming at that game, how are you not giving it to Emmett Johnson here?
Yeah.
Getting him the ball in these situations.
He has 3 games this year with more than 20 carries, and they were all wins. 25 against Cincinnati, 21 against Maryland, 27 against Northwestern. They needed all of those carries. He has 4 games this year with more than 100 yards rushing, those 3 games, and then Akron, which doesn't count. Dude, I think that this has to be a game where you continue giving him the rock. I don't know why you wouldn't want to give him the rock as many times as possible.
You can't make the same mistake as you did in Minnesota. Okay? Don't try and overthink. Don't do the thing where you're sitting at the poker table and you're like, I have this, but he thinks I have this. I want him to think I think that I have that kind of stuff, right? Because I think that's what they tried to do against Minnesota, right? I think they were like, well, Minnesota thinks we're going to give it to the hometown boy, right? Well, guess what? Change up. They'll never see it coming. And we saw how that ended up. I think there was a little bit of that. I don't think you can do that today. It's time. That's not what teams with great offensive weapons do, right? I mean, when Alabama had Derrick Henry in his prime, were they like, hey, we're going to make them think we're giving it to Henry, but we're not.
Yeah, they wouldn't overthink that garbage. Like, what are we doing here, man?
Think of any really good running back in college football do you think Notre Dame's like, hey, and I get it, maybe one play on a third down, you do a play action or something, but like as a general strategy, they're never like, hey, they're going to key so much on Jeremiah Love, he's not going to be necessarily a huge part of our plans today. Which I don't really think they could.
They just do. They do what they want to do.
They end up getting into that sometimes.
Yeah. I will offer Dana Holgorsen a tiny bit of defense, and that is that there are, as we have discussed many, many times, there are more weapons on this offense than they have had in quite some time. In terms of at wide receiver, you got 3 guys that I think you like. You have a tight end that I think you like. They like Heinrich Harburg, much to the chagrin of the entire fan base. I mean, counting Emmett Johnson, what is that, Jack? That's like 5-6 guys. And you could even remove the Harburg situation. You're still looking at 4 or 5 guys that I think Holgorsen wants to get the ball to. I think he wants to get the ball to Danke. I think he wants to get the ball to Isaiah Hunter. I think he obviously wants to get the ball to Ja'Cory Barney. I think he likes Luke Lindenmeyer. And then you have the best running back you've had in the program in a decade, and probably the second best running back in the conference. That said, Jack, not to go all old school man ball on you, but like November, if I got a good running back, and I got, for whatever reason, the line is way better at run blocking than pass blocking, and I know they're different skill sets. I want to lean on that, and maybe you have a quarterback who, I mean, look at Dylan Raiola in the month of October, a little bit worse, certainly, or you could say a lot worse. Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, over the course of that month. Certainly a far cry from what we saw in September. Granted, 6 of those touchdowns and no picks came against the tomato cans that they played. I mean, Jack, you remove Akron and Houston Christian, and you're looking at an 11-6 touchdown to INT ratio this year. And so all of that said, like, why wouldn't you want to lean on the running back who has, and God, this is going to jinx the hell out of him, 1 fumble, I believe, in X number of touches this year. Like, he seems to be good with the football in his hands. He seems to be getting better the longer the season is going on. Like, I trust him more than I trust anybody else. And so I would want to keep running Emmett Johnson.
I agree. I mean, I was the one who just made a similar point. So I think that here's the problem. That's, that's offense. We were out offense 101, which is what they did against Minnesota, which is bad. Now they've graduated offense 201, right? And that's, hey, Emmett's going well. Give him the ball. They need to get to offense graduate level, right? Where Emmett starts working, defenses start worrying about Emmett, right? and that allows other things to be open that they exploit
then you can throw the football
the hell out of them on. That you have Dane Key wide open, that you've got Ja'Cory Barney in the middle of the field because everybody's keying, no pun intended, on the run game.
Everybody's
on
hunting. Nice.
But like, it doesn't need. The ideal of the offense is not playing whack-a-mole. Like, oh, we're not getting it to Ja'Cory Barney enough. Let's do that. Whack. And then nothing else happens. Oh, we're not getting to Emmett Johnson enough. Whack. Let's do that. Oh, we're not calling enough short passes. Whack. Let's do that and nothing else. Like, you need to have all the moles available to your offense and coming out of the mole holes at the same time. Like the Ja'Cory Barney mole needs to be, more. I don't know. I can't finish this analogy. They need to.
You were almost there. I appreciate it.
They need to utilize all the weapons you just went over on this offense. Like utilizing one of them at a time does a disservice to the variety and depth of talent that they have on the offense, is what I would say. And that's why it still hasn't hit like its real potential. I would love to see it at some point. Maybe this is it.
Jack, we asked the question, and this conversation got going by saying, what most concerns you about this game? And I'm going to scroll back and see if I can find it, because I do want to hit on this, and that's the other side of the ball. And it was about essentially Nebraska's defense. Oh, here it is from DW and Husker for MU. These are back-to-back comments, Jack, about 10, 15 minutes ago. DW said, I am concerned about USC being able to sit back with no pass rush and pick us apart. Husker for MU writes, defense about to get exposed bigly. Where are you? Where is the concern level for that side of the football? Because that is, it's funny. The offense has been pretty consistent in that they're always in the upper 20s into the mid 30s, except for the Minnesota game. That's what they have done. I've read off the numbers a million times over the last few weeks, so I'll do it one more time, hopefully. But you go back to Michigan, 27 points on offense. They scored 31 on offense because they had the block punt against Michigan State. They scored 34 against Maryland. They scored 28 last week, and then, of course, they had the 6-point game. Offense has been fairly consistent, right, in terms of what they've been able to do. They always seem to get there, even if they have ugly quarters or ugly drives. They're usually getting there. Defense, though, man, you and I have been praising the pass defense all year long. One of the things that John Bishop, my co-host on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, has been saying since September is, but what's going to happen over the course of the year if they cannot get pressure on the quarterback? Mayava's total, Jack, we were looking at it yesterday. It's close to 300 yards. It's 270-something passing yards, which is essentially Vegas saying, we don't think that Nebraska's pass defense is going to be able to hold up against this diverse offense with all of these weapons, no pass rush. Mayava's already good at avoiding sacks anyway. His offensive line has done a bad job at protecting him. Do not look at the sack numbers and say, oh, wow, the offensive line's doing a great job. No, Mayava's doing a great job in terms of moving around inside of the pocket. Nebraska's bad at even getting into the pocket to begin with, Jack. And so I just keep thinking about that component, and I get very, very, very concerned that he's just going to be able to sit back there and survey the defense, and somebody is ultimately going to be open. Somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think at some time Nebraska's lack of a pass rush is going to burn them. It's just it's ridiculous that Nebraska has been able to put the pass defensive numbers together that they have, even understanding who the opponents have been, and I think that's part of it. But to be able to do that, like without a real significant pass rush, Josh, is crazy to me. Some of these quarterbacks should have been able to camp back there.
It's wild.
And again, I get it. They have not played super prolific passers over the course of, really since Cincinnati, to be honest.
Yes.
I don't think, right? Am I forgetting anyone?
Because you got a freshman quarterback in Michigan. Aiden Childs, I know some people were really excited about him this year, but I don't think that
he's been an interception machine his whole career.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they really haven't. Not like this, at least. Not Mayava is playing some high-level football.
Which is crazy because, man, I watched Mayava against Nebraska last year, and I think I said it in the show that became the Groin Kick Chronicles. At one point, I was like, there's no chance that guy's going to be USC's quarterback next year.
I couldn't believe it either. And now he's turning into one of those really good Lincoln Riley quarterbacks.
Chance. And so, they haven't seen passing game. They haven't seen probably receivers as well. That's obviously a concern, right? Nebraska's schedule has just been such that they've missed, right? Like prolific passing game, prolific receivers. I'm trying to even think. Like Michigan had very little at receiver.
This is
right?
Jack. This is truly leveling up. This is very much
like,
a leveling up.
That
type
Northwestern
game
guy might be the one of the best receivers they've seen this year. Well, what's his name? The Texas A&M transfer from Cincy, who by the way did get shut down. Cyrus
Allen.
Is that his name? The Cincinnati transfer was at Louisiana Tech and Texas A&M.
I think so. I could be wrong. It's been 2 months now, but yeah.
I think he might be the best receiver that they've faced. But like,
yeah, D'Lo says this is the most talented team on their schedule. It is because they can run the ball. And Jack, they have a third stringer who is a former walk-on now, a young guy who's their back because of all the injuries, and he still was able to put up more than 100 yards on the Michigan defense that we saw in Lincoln, a little over a month ago. So
yeah, I don't know. Tackle him. Shut that. I mean, listen.
Okay, sure. Yes.
He's not going to be. I mean, listen. I get it to be afraid of receivers who are going to be in the NFL, but a guy who was a walk-on, like you should be able to tackle him, right? Tackle him.
Yeah. Jim and O'Neill asked an interesting question in terms of the most talented. Are they the best team on the schedule, though? I'm not really a believer.
Well, Riley. We obviously are really piling on how good their skill positions are. They clearly have some weaknesses, though, obviously, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason they've lost 2 games. I'll say this, Jack. Maybe this is a hot take. I think Iowa might be the best team on Nebraska's schedule this year, which is like the most depressing sentence that one can say, especially in terms of matchup problems for Nebraska. Wow. Here's the thing that I think will work or can work in Nebraska's favor. Lincoln Riley sometimes, Jack, is the dumbest play caller imaginable. He does just absolute asinine shit. Scott Wolf, who is, I'm trying to think of the equivalent locally. He's like what message boards imagined Dirk Chatlin to be back in the Bo Pelini era. Like, this dude is so negative on them. And he was on Happer Show on Thursday, I believe, and said something like, the game is going to come down to like who makes the dumber, like which head coach, Lincoln Riley or Matt Rule, is dumber or something like that. I'm paraphrasing it to some degree, but he does not trust Lincoln Riley. And look, in the driving rainstorm in South Bend 2 weeks ago, he did a wide receiver pass that resulted in the receiver fumbling the ball because he couldn't grip it, again, because it was raining. And that was a part of like the big time turning point. And so, like, I think Lincoln Riley's a great play caller. I think he understands the feel of a game. But Jack, like, he is also the epitome of too cute, just doing some really stupid shit. And so, could we see some stupid shit tonight? Like, I think that's absolutely on the table for both head coaches, if we're being honest.
How do you think he I hear what you said there, but like, what's the most likely way that manifests itself for Lincoln Riley in this type of a game?
Honestly, a trick play. Honestly, I think there could be some sort of a trick play. Like they had this trick play against Illinois, which was legitimately one of the cooler trick plays that I've ever seen. The problem was that one of the offensive linemen was illegally downfield by like a yard, and so it got called back. But that should have been, I think it picked up a touchdown. And in a game that you lose by 2 points? Like, that ends up being pretty massive for you. I think we will see USC run some sort of a trick play. I don't know if that's like a traditional like fake field goal, fake punt type situation, or if they're going to just do something goofy. But I think they are going to run one. It's either going to hit or it's going to miss spectacularly. Like, I really don't think that there's like an in-between of like, oh, they did something weird and they gained 15 yards and a first down. No, they're going to score or they're going to turn the ball over and Nebraska's suddenly going to be able to have great field position. Like, I really think that is on the table this evening. Very much on the table. And in a game where I am a believer, Jack, for the record, in the cold stuff. I know that some people are like, oh, it's only going to be 40. Man, it's different. I have friends who have moved out of Omaha or moved into warm. See, you're shaking your head, but Jack, have you ever talked to somebody who moved I'm watching you. Have you ever talked to somebody who moved to like a Los Angeles and then they come back to Nebraska and they're like, oh my gosh, it was 50 degrees and I was freezing.
Of course, but like, I was cold when I went outside the other day too, but I wasn't playing a football game, Josh. Like, that's different. And this is why I asked you, and I know they're not running a marathon, but like, it's the same. Like, you start.
Yes, once you start running a marathon, you warm up. Once
you start being in a game, like if it's not, 40 is not a temperature. Like, we've all experienced this in our own life, right? You go outside for the first time in the fall and there's a big north wind and it's 53 degrees outside. You're like, oh my gosh, this is miserable. This is terrible. But on the other hand, you're outside and you're working in it and you're wearing a sweatshirt during the day, you're like, oh, I might have been overreacting to how cold it actually is. That's what it's really going to be like for these people, especially when we are talking 40 degrees and no wind. I mean, come on. 40 degrees
it's more than
no
the coldest,
wind.
just playing on the road. 2-5 in conference. One was against UCLA. Yeah, their two road wins are UCLA, which is not a Big Ten game, and then they beat Purdue earlier this year. That is it. When they travel east, they cannot win.
In their school's history?
No, in the Big Ten era.
Oh, okay. I was like, I think they had. I was thinking they had more, but I thought I had remembered more than 2, but I didn't know for sure. Yeah.
They have struggled very much in terms of going more than one time zone. That is 100% a real thing.
And then we talked about the Nebraska offensive side of things, okay? And we just gave USC their flowers, right? On offense and skill positions.
I liked it, but there's a big butt coming.
I mean, like, I just looking at the numbers, like, Josh, their defense isn't like good, right?
We're grading them on a curve because it's not as bad as it used to be.
I wouldn't even say they're like, I don't think good is an appropriate word for USC's defense.
What is? It's just
average? They're fine.
I would say,
I don't even know if they're fine.
They're just better than they used to be. That's the thing. They're better. I'm grading them on the, they're not Alex Grinch tier anymore. They're not Alex Grinch tier anymore.
Dude, they gave up 31 points to Michigan State. Like,
so did Nebraska.
Is that what the score of the Nebraska game was?
Maybe not 30. It was close to that. Remember, they got the Nebraska covered. I'm sad because of that. I think it was 38-27.
Okay, well, still,
it was windy.
Don't forget the win. They gave up 20 points to Georgia Southern. They gave up 17 to Purdue. They gave up 34 to Illinois. They gave 34 to Illinois, right? Like,
but it's Nebraska an offense that can take advantage. That's the question, isn't it?
I don't know. Is Georgia Southern an offense that can take advantage?
Come on, Jack. They beat them by 1 billion. That's some late touchdowns. What are we doing here? Come on.
I don't know. Is Michigan State an offense that can take advantage? We saw Michigan State's offense. I don't know. I'm not gonna panic about USC's defense coming in here and being world. Let me make that clear now.
Jack, no. My concern is Nebraska's offense being stupid.
Offensive line. That's Nebraska being able, because they are able to let non-pass rush world beaters look like pass rush world beaters. That I get. But on the other hand, if you scheme it smart, and Emmett is Emmett, like there's a scenario where Nebraska scores a lot of points in this game. Let's be very clear. There's definitely a scenario. Yes.
Okay.
100%.
I just need to see, as we talked about. So as we talked about earlier, here's the thing that I am just concerned about, Jack. Nebraska has not put together anywhere close to a 4-quarter football game. They have not put together a 4-quarter football game one time this year. The best offensive performance of the last season and a half in a game against a team that is not, Houston Christian or Akron, is the 40 whatever that they put up, 44, I think, against Wisconsin, right? Like, that's the best that they have done on offense. I don't believe they turned the ball over that day, and they played really, really good football. Can they have one of those types of games today? That's the question. Can they stack drives on top of drives on top of drives over and over and over and finish them, Jack? They are really good at moving the football. Really good at moving the football. They are not often good at finishing the drive, though.
Let's talk about some of the things that help with that, and that is red zone offense. You can't do the red zone offense thing tonight, or you can't figure it out.
And USC's red zone defense is good. For the record, it is among the top 20 in the sport.
You can't do that, and you got to give. And I don't mean some you got to give yourself some short fields, turnovers, good punt returns, those sorts of things. Don't make this offense go 80 yards every time. That would be the other thing. That's the ticket to 40 points in this game.
Yeah. Armac says this offense is into edging.
Yeah.
To which I put 3 Jack Mitchell emoticons on that for just for everybody to click into if they would like to do that. We have not talked about special teams, Jack. Nebraska special teams. Have you seen this? They're pretty good. They're in like the top 5 in a variety of metrics. They scored a touchdown last week. That was a pretty big deal. It helped turn the tide for them.
Kenneth from Morley, shout out, Kenneth.
I have not heard, like the last few weeks or last couple months, rather, every game we go into it and I'm hearing scuttlebutt on, hey, they think that they can do X, Y, and Z. Now I heard different scuttlebutt this week and I decided to report that. I've not heard anything about their belief in special teams and what they could do tonight.
Josh,
don't take away from Eckler's moment.
I wanted to tell my family they think they're going to run a kickback. I'm sorry. I need
my
to
daughter,
stop.
but I hadn't told. There was,
I need to stop. I need to stop that. No fences will be mended if I keep doing that. Okay.
Yeah, let me be the asshole, Jack. You're the one who's trying to form relationships.
I am trying to form relationships. Hey, listen. In all seriousness, I know we're not going to talk a lot about this. I reached out to Matt Rule and I said through an intermediary, and I gave him my phone number, which I know I could have gotten it other ways now, but I have it.
I have it now. If you'd like,
I'm aware.
I'm
aware you have it now, but I gave him my phone number, and I told the person to tell him once season's over or calms down, call me.
Yeah,
and I would love to just get coffee with him, right? So, we'll see if he wants to do that.
I'm down a couple $100 on tonight's game. I mean, he should take me out for a steak. Hey, I lost
That's
out
true.
on
Maybe I will convince. Maybe in the first meeting,
I'll be watching tonight's game from my couch instead of from the press box high above the game.
I know.
Yeah, very sad.
I know. Maybe we can get. Maybe I can pull some strings for that. So I'm reaching the hand out. We'll see if it's taken. And again, I don't expect it to happen during this is like a January, February thing. Hopefully.
Yeah, of course.
And
signing day in February, no one gives a shit about it
anymore. I'm not joking,
right?
By the way. I'm dead serious. Hey, I'd let him buy me I even know the way, the things he said. He's like, hey, why don't people call me? Why don't people just ask? So I'm doing that. I'm asking. So
definitely.
No, I'm not even. I know you're grinning. I've heard that in other situations.
Sure.
So seriously, we'll see.
Jabs wants to know, and we got some of our usual benchmarks to get to at the end of the show. Also, multiple people, Jack, have asked us for our score predictions, which is a rarity. So we can give that too. But Jabs asked this: does Jack feel better about going to the game? Jack, do you feel better about going to the game? Because
I'm getting
on
closer.
Thursday into Friday, you were like, I don't really know if I want to go. I might sell my tickets. Not feeling very good. But now you're ready. You're getting
I probably would have, but my daughter really wants to go. And I have some other friends who wanted to go, and we have good. I asked for these tickets a while ago, and what I definitely learned this week, among the many things I learned this week, is almost zero people want to hear. People get very mad if they think I'm whining. So yeah, I will keep. I don't want to piss people off. I do appreciate that you asked that, Josh, and I feel a little better. I feel a little reservation. I'm hoping by tonight I will be able to. But this is the thing I do, right?
Yes.
Oh man, I really am sorry if you don't want to go down this road, but Josh, the Bo Pelini era scarred me. It scarred me.
Yeah, you've talked about it before. You don't want to.
I've talked about it a ton.
The feelings you have right now.
It scarred me because I was so torn as someone who cares so deeply about this team, about this program, about all of that. I hated it. I was in hell during that time for a variety of reasons. And when Matt Rule got here, I was like, man, he is the absolute anti of that, because there was a little of that in Scott Frost too. And Rule gets here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, well, I'll never have to worry about that again with this guy. And it's part of the reason that I've been so I think I've been supportive of him when some people have been critical. And I said, I think leading up to this week multiple times, they should lock him up, right? They should make sure he doesn't go to Penn State. I know not everyone agrees with that. So I said that. So this week sucked, man. This week sucked. Yeah. Without assigning, I think there's a lot of, including myself, with everything, the whole ball, and nobody wants me to enumerate everything. I think there's plenty of blame to go around for a lot of people for the reasons I feel the way that I do, but I hate that I feel that way again. And I know nobody cares. Very few people care. And so I don't want to whine about it. But since I was asked the question, I didn't want to go this week. I wanted to sell my tickets. I told my boss, who I was able to get the tickets from here. I get to usually ask for tickets to one game. I had asked weeks ago for this one. I said,
"Oh man,
do you have anybody else who wants these? Like, because I don't know if I want to go.
Yeah.
But I feel better. I feel better,
good.
and I feel better. I hopefully by tonight I feel close to 100% better. But there's a lot of mixed feelings.
One more question. We'll get to the Bod.Coach Coach of the Week. There is a blackout tonight, Jack. I don't know if you've heard about this. Black uniforms, black pants, black balloons. It looks like from some of the social media chatter.
Will there be a Goo Goo Dolls concert?
Don't know about
There's
that.
There's a song called Black Balloon by the Goo Goo Dolls.
I will not report any of that. Black end zones, black end. You hate the all-white uniforms that have cursed Nebraska. How do we feel about these?
Way better. Way better.
Even though they have only lost when they wear black jerseys, Jack. Like, they are very similar in that they are losers when they wear these.
Here's where I am so different than the olds, okay? Young Jack Mitchell, as usual, okay? The olds just like, if it's not red, I don't like it. Listen, I don't like the all whites because they give me bad feelings. And I don't like how they look. But it's not about any kind of, it's not the traditional, whatever. I like the black uniforms 100%. Do it. Absolutely do it. And don't act like the university is like new to you wearing black on uniforms. Good Lord, the Nebraska basketball team wore black uniforms when Tony Farmer played for them. Right?
Tony Farmer. Exactly. I've been saying that for weeks.
Jose Ramos wore a black uniform for Nebraska basketball, right? Like,
I know a story about him that I will not be saying on the podcast.
Everyone knows it, Josh.
Okay, my bad.
Like, it's not that one you didn't break, okay? You could take it down, Cronkite.
Take it down,
Cronkite. You didn't break you're not breaking stories from 1992. And in fact, I think
that story is wild.
Yeah,
what a story.
Yes,
what a story. Yeah. So you're into this. I can't wait. Honestly, Jack, I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
I love it. And I think honestly they've rolled it out really well, to be honest. Sometimes communications rollouts that aren't ruined work really well. Like I said at the beginning of the show, like, even people who don't love it kind of like it, just sort of like the idea of it, I guess,
because it's different. It's way unique. It's super interesting.
Yeah, like,
well, it's November 1st, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Listen, having a coach on top of a program who knows how to roll out marketing and do PR stuff, right? It's got its minuses, as we found out this week, but it's also got its pluses. Okay.
Yeah. He probably made some phone calls and had this get set up, which was cool. Which was a good move by him.
The pictures of the field, the way they timed that out, like, man, it's got his fingerprints all over it. Like, he's really, like, in a weird way, like, I see why he is so particular about some of these things. Like, I kind of get that, right? After the
when you have a guy who's as controlling as he is, it can have a really cool moment like tonight, Yeah,
it worked. Like,
just don't lose.
That's not like that alone. That is not something I would critique him for, because I think I probably have some of that in myself too. Doing the job that I do. So, like, but it worked with it. I think it's been a real success. I got to be like totally honest. I love it. Like, look at me. I am kind of promoting myself here, but I'm wearing my black 90s style starter pullover tonight that I bought on Mercari. Very excited about that. And so, yeah, I think I do think it's going to be wild in there tonight. I think they have done a hell of a job constructing.
It's easily the best they've ever done for one of the black uniform games. Easily,
Josh, a game that would have been a somewhat big feeling game. I think they have done a hell of a job creating this to be a huge feeling Super Bowl like Colorado like game. Like, all credit to them doing that, because it's not. I mean, USC's coming in barely ranked, Josh. Right? It's not a rival necessarily.
Correct. Yeah.
They're not.
Correct.
They're not. And in such a weird way, losing that Minnesota game made this a night game. I think. Like, I think this.
Because it could have been Big Noon. I still think that Big Noon
or USC losing to Notre Dame.
I still think Ohio State, Penn State was going to be the pick, but yeah, maybe it did. So thank God Nebraska got put in a locker, and thank God that USC lost to Notre Dame. Jack, my only question, and now we can get to the Bod.Coach of the week. Will the score all be 6-7 tonight? So then the whole crowd can just do this and trigger everybody.
I didn't know there was a hand thing to it, man.
Yeah, apparently there's.
I feel bad for the youngs because
I think I'm going to start leaning into it to make the kids angry.
Oh, God.
6'7", that's pretty cool, kids.
Like 2 weeks ago,
I know the in language too.
Like 2 weeks ago, my daughter first said it to me, and then I tried to ask her questions, and she did the thing where she wouldn't explain it or couldn't or whatever. That's 2 weeks. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Fast forward 2 weeks later, and I made a tweet where I took a screenshot of Matt Rule's contract, and I said, "You'll see here the salary levels out in year 6-7." It's over. Cool. It's officially it's
guy
done.
in his 30s, guy in his 40s. You done. You're done. See you later, bitches.
See you later. We took your thing.
All right, Jack, let's get to the coach of the week that we are going to be keeping an eye on today. Jack, have we said the name Addison Williams at all this season?
If you had said that name at the beginning of the show, would I have known who that was?
Oh, that should have been my question to kick this off. Do you know? By the way, Rich just let Banks in here and immediately goes into hump mode on his damn bed. Banks is pumped for the Bod.Coach coach of the week, which is Addison Williams.
He knows it's a blackout, man. He's pumped. He's had his uniform on for a long time.
Banks is a black dog. Jack, I mean, we talked about this earlier. The USC passing game, very diverse. They are one of the best in the country. The total for Mayava is closing in on 300 yards. It's like 270. They are going to have a real tough job tonight because I don't think they're going to get a whole lot of help from their defensive line. And so that is why I think Addison Williams, Jack, we've done this segment all year long. God, is this like the easiest pick that we have made so far this year? I think that it is.
And by the way, I kind of feel bad for Addison Williams. He's had the best, arguably the best position group of this year. And I arguably don't know his name without Googling it. Yeah, I'm not an assistant coach guy. I think that's been established. Just to be clear, this is part of the reason we've had Bod.Coach help us out with this segment for me.
So you can learn who the assistants are.
I can learn who the assistants who they are. So the Bod.Coach coach of the week. Yeah, Addison Williams. And we'll see. Like, Josh, I know we kind of poo-pooed the chance they really have a great pass defense game. But on the other hand, let's look at the other way, right? They're the number one pass defense now. If they would do it this week, if they would have a solid game and keep USC's passing game down, like
no more questions, right?
At some point, you're like, they are. I mean, someone is doing an excellent job, right? So, I need to find someone who can I give this award to for doing an excellent job, because is it
Ceyair Wright?
Addison Williams? Is it Ceyair Wright? Is it the defensive coordinator? Who is it exactly, dude?
Yeah.
Thank goodness Ceyair Wright got that play against Northwestern where he broke. God, I mean, his dog must be just absolutely.
Dude, I'm putting his bed underneath the damn desk.
Let's
go.
Let's go. It's game day. Let him go. It's game day.
He's ready.
Man.
And now he can't do that anymore. This dog's
game day.
He loves
doesn't matter.
It's not. Look, I don't care about my dog humping. Like, I don't care. He doesn't have anything. Like, I don't know what's going on down there. There's nothing anymore. The issue is he bites the bed. He just goes so ham on this damn bed.
Listen,
as Dave White said a few minutes ago, it's not his bed to hump. It is not. I bought the bed for you, Ben.
I don't know why you shouldn't kink shame your dog, though. Anyhow, like if they do it anyway. What I was saying, Ceyair Wright, that one, it's so funny. Ceyair Wright is potentially an All-American player.
5 pass breaks up the whole season, which is honestly like 4 more than I would have guessed. I didn't realize he's been targeted 5 times.
I think he got more tackles against Northwestern, but going into that game, he had like 4 solo tackles this year. Yeah. He is the unique player that he is maybe one of the best players in the country, yet you forget he's on your team because you never notice him.
He had the pick 6 last year, which was really the start of his coming out party. Let's see if he can do that today. And so
I would love for him to have a huge game. It would be amazing. I would love. I think he will too. I really do. Like he's ready. He was obviously ready for that game last year. He's been better this year. The play he had against Northwestern, anyway, I want to say his ability to defend on that play without interfering, it made me sad, and more people haven't thrown on him, to be honest.
Yeah, because he had the penalty in Michigan State maybe, and we were doing the watch party, and we thought that was fairly weak. So the secondary is gonna have one tonight. Addison Williams, our Bod Bod.Coach, Coach of the Week. Go to Bod.Coach/I80 Club today for 10%
off.
And
if you don't know what Bod.Coach is, take a look at it. It's really cool if you're somebody who's been wanting to work out more often, wanting to get back into working out, older, wanting to lose weight, whatever. I think I'm pretty much all of those things. And Bod.Coach has been awesome because it is super adaptable to exactly what your situation is, what you're able to do physically, what equipment that you've got, whether you've got a gym, whether you've got a basement, whether you've got body weight, it will set up the system for you. It's like having an actual personal trainer and just being like, hey, I need you to do all these things for me, right? And here's what I'm able to do. Here's what I'm not able to do. And it'll create something for you. And that like is the best feeling when you're trying to work out. Just like, oh, okay, now I know what to do. And I've got someone who's created something that I actually can do and know what to do and see results on. So I've been really impressed with Bod.Coach. Check it out. Get that discount.
We have a hard out at 9:30, so let's just go right on into the Saturday flight. Now, Jack, normally we're so excited. The games are available. They're on television, but right now a carriage dispute with YouTube TV and ESPN, which means all of the Disney channels are unavailable right now, including ABC, including ESPN. Thankfully, Nebraska's game is not on one of the ESPN family of networks. We are still going to give you the list as it shows with all of those networks, but hopefully people will figure it out. Hopefully they will figure it out. What are we doing here? This is ridiculous. ABC, Jack. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
Like I heard again, Michael say that he thought they would get it settled this morning.
They usually do. Like these things usually do not actually result in missed games. We are at 9:22 as we're finishing up the pod. Game day is available right now for free on Twitter. They also have it streaming for free on their ESPN app, but there is still no movement on a deal being signed, and I really hope that is not the case by the time we get to the 11 o'clock hour. It's time for me to
figure out like what I think I have an ESPN Plus subscription. Does that get me? I don't even know what that gets me into without the YouTube login, or can I use YouTube login? Won't get it. Like I don't even know, but
we're gonna upgrade this morning to the new ESPN thing, and because it won't cost us that much for the next few weeks, and like we're hoping that we can have that, and then eventually they will get it figured out. Because I mean, there are like Vandy, Texas at 11 a.m. Want to watch that game? A battle of top 20 teams. Certainly don't want to miss that. Don't want to miss Miami and SMU also this morning. Penn State, Ohio State is available. I can watch that game, Jack, because it is on Fox. I asked this of John yesterday. Is this game like at all interesting to you, or are you just like, no, thank you. I don't really want to watch Penn State at Ohio State.
Why would it be? I mean, unless Penn State comes out and plays well.
Yeah, like, I just kind of think Penn State might keep it close. They're still a talented football team, but maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. I think they might keep it close. No, I guess I'm on an island on that one.
No, I don't think that's interesting. No, I mean they are. Okay. You're right, but they haven't shown it at all.
They have not shown so far. They have not. West Virginia at Houston on FS1, also in that hour. Rutgers at Illinois on NBC. Gross. Ugh. ESPNU has UCF at Baylor. We barely talked about Scott Frost this year, Jack, but he's still their coach. Yeah, he's still.
Yeah, those are not. This is not. I mean, other than
what about Arizona State at Iowa State?
Well, you know what?
By that game?
Yeah, I am now because guess who's the rest of the season quarterback for Arizona State? Jeff Sims. Jeff Sims. He's he's
Sims.
Man, what a terrible year for Arizona State. I don't know about. I wonder if Kenny Dillingham's still going to be the hot on the coaching market as he is, because Arizona State's year is going to go down as a real crapper.
Yeah, that's a good question. Into the 2:30 window we go. World's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia versus Florida. This game played in Jacksonville. Jack, I was talking about this with John yesterday. This rivalry, I don't ever think of it as throw the records out. You never know what's going to happen. The better team usually seems to win this one every year. There's not upsets in it, right? It's not like Red River Shootout, which has crazy games from year to year.
Yeah.
This rivalry, mid for me. I don't really care about this rivalry, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it. It's like when they quit calling it the cocktail party, that took away from it. It made me less interested in it.
Freaking gone woke. SMH.
Do they really have cocktails? Do they have like mixed? Is there a lot of mixed drinks? I mean, because listen,
mixed drink isn't a cocktail.
Excuse me?
Mixed drink is a mixed drink. A cocktail is something that has more than 2 ingredients.
What do you do with the more than 2 ingredients, by the way?
What I don't know what that means. What do you ask?
If you had a verb, I guess if you had a verb that you did with the drink.
Oh, you're saying you mix it. A mixed drink, Jack, is like a rum and
you
Coke.
Would mix the
a
drink?
Rum and Coke is not a cocktail. It's just it's a mixed drink. I don't know why this is upsetting you. Let's get back to the games. Indiana at Maryland.
That's the plain meaning of the words, Josh. I mean, goodness.
Will
sakes.
Indiana win by 100? Big Red Easy says, tell him, Josh. Thank you, Big Red Easy. I appreciate you. Let's see. Stupid. Texas Tech at Kansas State. I am genuinely, Jack, excited for that football game. I will watch. That game might be my number one game in the 2:30.
K-State's going to win that game.
Oh, I don't think so. Notre Dame at Boston College on ESPN. Michigan State at Minnesota. Yucky.
Notre Dame at Boston College. Memories of 1993. That matchup makes me happy just for that.
I bet you were rooting hard for Boston College back in 93. Because
that might be my favorite non-Nebraska game of all time.
Really? Wow, that's a fun topic. We should do that in the offseason.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I like that.
Virginia at Cal. Surprisingly, Cal not playing at 9:30 at night. So it'll be weird to see the daytime at Cal in this ACC clash between them and Virginia, and Louisville, Virginia Tech on the CW in that same window as well.
I don't like any of these games. Jeez.
Well, do you like this one, Jack? USC at Nebraska, 6:30 on NBC. Friend of the I-80 Club, Noah Eagle, will be on the call. Friend of the Grum also. He joined us yesterday. I can't wait to watch this football game. My sister-in-law will be over. It's going to be a lovely time.
Will they still let him in this? Will they? No, I was thinking of my joke. Will they still let him in the stadium to call the game if he was on your show? Have we confirmed that?
That's a good joke. ABC has Oklahoma at Tennessee. That could be ugly. Low scoring, perhaps.
That's sort of an interesting game.
There you go. But too bad you can't watch it. Too bad it's not on at 11.
Can't watch that one. Yep, you're right.
Can't watch that. Can't watch South Carolina at Ole Miss. Got Arizona, Colorado on FS1. Purdue at Michigan. Yuck. On BTN. CBS has I believe this is the first of two matchups this year, Jack, between the Cougs and the Beavs, as they are the Pac-12 teams. And look at that. I put a baseball game on there. Game 7 is tonight. How cool is that?
What a terrible time to put that on. Jeez.
Were you watching the end of it last night? Did you see that double play? Holy hell, man. That was crazy. Actually,
you know what? I had it on and I thought the game was I was like, well, they're going to win. And then I walked away from the TV just into the other room and the game was over. And I was like, wait, what on earth could have happened? Because the 3 outs happened. There were no outs when I walked to the room. And I swear I was out of the room 45 seconds and I came back and the game was over. I was like,
insane.
How could that have even happened?
Yeah. A top 25 clash tonight, Cincinnati at Utah in the Sickos window on ESPN. Also, Hawaii at San Jose State on CBS Sports Network. That is the Saturday flight for
I'm definitely interested in Cincinnati and Utah.
Jack, 2 things before we go. Somebody wanted our score prediction. We can offer that because I wanted to say something afterwards. I said 37-24 USC, so I think USC wins, and I think they're going to kind of roll tonight.
I don't remember what my score prediction was. I picked USC to win, but I don't really take those seriously. And then I started the show and I said it feels like Nebraska's going to win. So I don't know. I'll give you one. Nebraska 31, USC 23.
Boom. I did want to say this, Jack, in our final couple minutes today. Our great friend and a friend of the I-80 Club, but more importantly, an actual friend, Mike Schaefer, found out this week that he was a part of cuts that 24/7 CBS, the parent company, were making. Obviously, shitty news. You talk about it all the time. Support local as much as possible. More local, less national. And, that news hit us a little different this week, given all the shit that happened with me as well. Mike Schaefer has done many pods with us. He'll be back on Tuesday to do National Fun League. He's not going away. But he has a young child. Him and his wife just moved to Omaha. They live 5 minutes away from where I'm sitting right now. This news hit you and I really hard. And so I just wanted to offer him, I don't know if he's watching, but I just wanted to offer him one more, set of condolences because he is one of, if not my closest friends in the entire Nebraska media. And really hated that news that he got earlier this week, and I know that you did as well.
I echo all of it, and it was probably because we knew about it in the middle of this week, right before all this stuff blew up this week, and it probably impacted for myself the way that I reacted to it too, which I haven't been able to say yet. So
Yeah. So we're thinking about you, Shafe. We have no doubt that you are going to land somewhere. Too talented, too creative, too funny, and too good at his job, too hardworking. He will end up somewhere, but really, really crappy news that he made public yesterday. So just wanted to offer our words to him. We are back, Jack, tomorrow, and we're going to go earlier than normal because we're gaining an hour. We're going to go after Nebraska football tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So we would love to see everybody here at 8 a.m. We'll do a little bit more than an hour before Jack gets on to doing the things that he has to do on his Sunday morning. No, before the witching hour tomorrow, but we will have after Nebraska football. Plus, we'll get some boots on the ground reporting from you, Jack, about what happened at the game tonight.
And what about tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is
Volleyball
State. Yes. Jack Mitchell. By the way, Volleyball Late was free last night. It's available on YouTube. I listened to it this morning on my walk with Mr. Banks. Very much enjoyed it. Go check that out on YouTube or on the Volleyball State podcast feed. And, of course, if you are a subscriber, you get it ad-free, and it is available right now in your Patreon podcast feed. All right, Jack, that's all the things that we have going
reporting. I love it.
I can't wait. Look at you. Yeah, and we'll have announcements soon on hoops. We'll have announcements soon on hoops, on what we're doing with Brasky ball. So, all right. He's Jack. I'm Josh. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe on the way out the door. We'll see you tomorrow morning for After Nebraska Football.